that someone has found a humpback whale in the woods, but surprisingly it turns out to be true. But how in the time did the humpback whale make it into the Amazon jungle from the coast? The remains of a 26-foot humpback whale appeared without explanation on the banks of the river in northern Brazil. It was the enormous decaying carcass of a whale, leaving behind no evidence or any idea how it got there, as there is no possibility that it might have got there on its own. So, the expert believes that it likely got stranded on Arana Beach near a small town at the mouth of the Amazon River and then might have been pushed inland by the tides. The largest flower in the world. Growing some 3.3 feet across and weighing around 24 pounds, the Rafflesia arnoldii is known to be the largest flower in the world. Astonishingly, there is a total of 17 known species of this bizarre flower, and they all live deep within the rainforests of Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Borneo, Sumatra, and the Philippines. But this isn't just any ordinary flower to gift someone. It is also referred to as a corpse flower and is a parasite. This strange flower doesn't have any leaves, stems, or roots, and instead makes use of some thread-like growths that go inside its host, the tetrastigma vine. Before its bulb sprouting, there are no visible signs of the flower's existence. Strangely, it takes 10 months for the flower to go from bulb to full bloom. Screaming Lady of Mason County. In the woods south of the Great Bend in the Ohio River and a dark and eerie part of West Virginia, there is reportedly a ghost, at least that's what the locals believe. Several stories of a ghost haunt the big woods going back 150 years old. Back in the 1850s, there was a small pocket of farmland surrounded on all 4 sides by dense woods. One day there was a group of lumberjacks or laborers walking out of the forest, and suddenly they spotted Mary. She was alone on the family farm while her parents had gone to one of the neighbors' farms for business. Looking at the situation, the men supposedly broke into the cabin and took advantage of the lonely girl and took her deep into the forest and terrifyingly buried her alive. Soon after this horrifying incident, farmers and woodsmen began to hear a shrieking woman in the big woods at night. Other locals feared spirits, and the persistent rumors of the screams and haunting of the woods started spreading. In 1986, her shallow grave was finally discovered. Hidden bunker. A pair of friends walking through the forest in northern Germany came across a few pipes sticking out of the ground. Strangely, the pipes looked suspicious, so they soon decided to follow them, which led them to a hidden bunker. Bizarrely, the pipes were actually periscopes connected to rooms beneath the ground where soldiers could survey the woods to see if anyone was coming. Soon following the periscopes, the friends came to a concrete entrance embedded in a hillside. Naturally, the friends entered the bunker and found themselves in an underground place astonishingly larger than either of them could ever imagine. However, the place was rotten, the pipes were rusted, and there was bizarre graffiti painted all over the walls. It smelled terrible and felt as if they were walking through a sewer. Strangely, there were all kinds of abandoned chunks of equipment in it. The Lost Stone Head of Guatemala. In 1987, a doctor of philosophy named Oscar Rafael Padilla Lara strangely received a photograph of a giant stone head located somewhere in the woods of Guatemala. Reportedly, the photograph was taken during the 1950s by a person who owned the land where the head was located. Soon, then Dr. Padilla tracked down the landowner and went looking for the head. Unfortunately, when they got there, the head was missing. The site was 6 miles away from the small village of La Democracia in southern Guatemala. It was measured to be at a height of about 20 feet. The White City of Monkey God. Ever since, there have been legends of a mighty city somewhere in deeply unexplored jungles to the south. However, the charge of this city was in the hands of an all-powerful monkey god. Back in 1544, the Bishop of Honduras sent a letter to the King of Spain, telling him that after an arduous journey through the dense forest, he saw the city from the top of the mountain in one of the valleys below. After that, the legend only continued to grow. It was until 1939, that an explorer by the name of Theodore Morta claimed to have found it in the Mosquita Valley area in Honduras. Unfortunately, he was later found deceased in his parents' house, having supposedly hanged himself, never revealing the actual location. It is said that the ancient city is located in a crater-like valley, surrounded by mountains and covered by almost impenetrable vegetation. Though, the exact location is kept a secret in the hopes of keeping looters away. But ever since then archaeologists have managed to map an extensive area of the site, discovering plazas, earth pyramids, and countless valuable artifacts and stone.